was born 15 weeks early. He was 1 pound, 3 ounces. His ribs were cracked. Then he had to have that reconstruction on his throat, and they took a graft out of his rib. He's had cardiac issues. We didn't even know if he was going to be able to walk.
The first time I met Kai, I remember so specifically. He was sitting in an occupational therapy session, and he just had this stare on his face. Like, where am I and what is happening right now? We eventually started to see that spark. It was almost like he woke up. He went from this baby who was just passive and watched the world happen to him to a baby who is incredibly active.
So it's a miracle to see him running.
Kai happens to the world. Make no mistake about it. He's a force now.
I went with Rankin Jordan because it was the best hospital for him. I love how nice people were and how informative they were.
I think one of the most important things that Rankin Jordan does to empower parents is to treat them as the expert on their child and their family and how to make decisions for their child and for their family. For parents who aren't able to be at bedside as often as they would like, getting regular updates and photos and having those opportunities for video calls is crucial, so that when it comes time to make big decisions for their children, they know them. They know where they're at developmentally, they know what they're working on, and they know how to factor those things into their decisions.
We live 3 hours away. I've got 3 boys at home and a granddaughter, so it's hard for me to be able to get back and forth. The video calls today help me feel like I can see him a lot more, and they help him as well to be able to know the voices of everybody.
What I really think sets us apart is our care beyond the bedside model of care. They're up and out of their beds so often, they're engaging in the best therapy of all, which is play.
When you think about a baby's development, as soon as they're medically stable enough to have new experiences, I want them in a place like this that can give that to them, where their development can start when they're 8 months old instead of 2 years old or 3 years old when they're finally ready to go home. Throughout the course of his medical treatment, he has required full cardiac and respiratory support 2 separate times, which is so invasive. And Kai is an incredibly resilient baby. He has been from day one. So to have those 2 really significant events in his medical history and to see the toddler who he is today is remarkable. He is just the friendliest, most engaging, most entertaining kid. Just very, very excited to be around people and really motivated to engage with them despite how difficult it is for him to communicate. When it was time to talk about discharge for Kai, I was thrilled. Kai belongs at home with his family. Recently, Rankin Jordan has made adjustments to how we support families after discharge to provide a little bit more support. So the medical team remains available for that whole first month after discharge to just help bridge that transition home and to answer some of those medical questions that come up in those first days and weeks after discharge.
We provide in-depth education and training. We have a high-fidelity simulator so we can really dip their toes in the water before they have to do what could be scary procedures on their own kids.
Cassie and Aaron have worked really hard to get extensive medical training so that they can weather the storm at home. They're ready to take home a kid with significant medical complexity.
People often underestimate these kids here, and we see the potential from day one, and that's one of the best things that we get to do here is see these kids reach those goals that other people may have doubted or even surpass them.
Without Rankin Jordan, he wouldn't be here. This place is amazing.
Since his admission, he has learned to crawl and then stand and then walk and now run. He was an observer and now he's an actor, and that is a change that is magical.